Kids, and thank you for watching A Story with a Lesson. This story is a beautiful story. It's all about the Baal Shem Tov, and once his Talmidim, his students, they were gathered together and they were having a Farbrengen. Now, talking about a Farbrengen, there's another story which is very important for you to know. One time, after the passing of the Maggid, who was the disciple who took over after the Baal Shem Tov, so Menachem Mendel Harodok became like the new Rebbe of all the great tzaddikim. And so the Alter Rebbe came to Vitebsk, where he lived, and the Chassidim, the Alter Rebbe and other Chassidim, especially the Chassidim of Menachem Mendel, they were having a Farbrengen. And one of the Chassidim was very ill. And he asked the other Chassidim to give him a bracha, a blessing. But they thought, we are just Chassidim. We're not a Rebbe that can give a bracha, a blessing that can heal someone. And so they didn't do it. But he was so desperate, he started to cry. But they really didn't think that they could give a bracha. So they started to sing a song. Maybe he'd feel better. Suddenly the Alter Rebbe went like this, made a patch. He clapped the table. And he said, Shah. So everybody was quiet. He said, have you forgotten what came from heaven? There was once a Farbrengen of this holy tzaddikim, the students of the Maggid, and the Alter Rebbe and many others were there. And a note fell down from heaven, and it said, what a Farbrengen can achieve, even Malach Mechol can't achieve. What is a Farbrengen? A Farbrengen is where you gather together in a way of peace and love and unity. And so, what happened was, the Alter Rebbe gave them an example. You see, Malach Mechol is the Malach, which is in charge of saving the Yidden in Shemayim, in heaven. He's like the lawyer for the Yidden. So he does a lot of good things. So how can a Farbrengen be even better? So he said, once there was a king, and he saw his sons were very mean to one another. They weren't nice to one another. And it's made him very sad. So he hired a teacher to come, and this wise man, he taught them how to love one another. So now they were more concerned about the other person than themselves. He was so happy. So he gave the teacher a big reward, and then whatever his kids would ask him for, because he was happy, he would give it to them. And the same thing is when Hashem sees us Yidden together in a way of unity, like it says, Barucheinu Avinu Kulanu Ke'echad, bless us all because we're all like one. So when Hashem sees that, so then he gets so happy that he just gives us all the brachas. And this is what our sages say, that Hashem, that I forget exactly how it goes, but the greatest kind of keli, the greatest way to get a blessing is to have peace and love. Because Hashem loves love so much that he just gets happy and he blesses anything that has lots of love in it. And so, to conclude with the original story, the Baal Shem Tov students went out and they went to look for something for the Farbrengen, some food, and they came to a store. And in the store, there was a non-Jewish owner, so they said they wanted kosher food. And they explained, there's a certain diet that Jewish people eat, this is what we eat. And so the man said, God doesn't care about what goes in your mouth, he cares about what goes out of your mouth. And guess what? They took this back to the Baal Shem Tov, and the Baal Shem Tov said, everything you hear comes from Hashem. Hashem wanted you to hear that really what Hashem cares most about is not even as much what we put in our mouth. It's much more important that what comes out of our mouth, the words and the tone of the voice, is a way of love and kindness than eating kosher food. And the whole reason we eat kosher food is because the kosher animals are tame and we become what we eat, so we don't want to become a little aggressive. So to eat kosher, but to speak not kosher, is definitely not kosher. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And always remember, your extra mitzvahs brings Mashiach even quicker than the adults can. So please do whatever you can, everything extra, to bring Mashiach now.